Good evening, race fans. Urban Pirate here with Black Flag Racing TV, and we've got another foray into F1 for you this evening. And what can we say about this? So we are with Tripz, first foray with these guys. It is round 4. They are at Monza. And what have we got going on? So it is 18 minutes of qualifying, followed by a 25% sprint race, and that will be followed up by a 25% feature race, I believe, straight afterwards. Yes, so without further ado, let's have a quick looky-see where they stand in terms of the current season. I think that's where we're the best place to start, isn't it? So this is where we're at. We're at Italy, round 4. It is the 28th. We are at Monza. Then they've got a little break until the 11th of November. But the current standings are as follows. Roland in the lead in the Fezzer. We've got Clarence in second at the moment. Jelly running in third. Dino in fourth place. Zimini? Can't really see the right and say what it is. Killer Z in sixth. Broken Rep in seventh. Ryan running in eighth. Ninth is Dutch and 10th is Jay Kelly. That's your top 10 rundown. People are just jumping into the lobby now. We'll be starting in about 10 minutes. So where are we tonight? Well, we're at Monza. And there's not a lot you need to know about Monza if you don't know it already. But I'm going to tell you about it anyway. Here we go. 1922 this track was built. So it's 100 years old. It's currently outbuilt in 2000. It's an asphalt surface with 5.7 kilometres, 3.6 miles, 11 turns, with the track record currently being held by Rubens Barrichello. That was 2004. That's a 1 minute 21.0. That's a pretty damn quick lap. So we'll do a quick track guide for Monza, which I'll bring up for you now. It's nowhere near that quick because I chucked it in a little bit earlier. Right, so yes, we're at Monza. What can we say about this? It's a brilliant track. Sorry, bear with me. Right. Sorry about that, guys. My kids are freaking out. Fucking idiots. Anyway, so where was I? So yes, you've got the first turn 1 and 2. Absolute carnage on that one. Usually it's all about being sensible through the first turn. You've got the Curva Grande, full speed down to the second chicane, turn 4 and 5. Then you've got 6 and 7 Curva dell'Esmo. You go through there very quickly. Very long straight up to Ascari, which is 8, 9, 10. And then you're into the Curva Parabolica, which for me is the single greatest turn in the history of motor racing, which takes you down to the start-finish line to complete the lap. It is a very quick. Slipstream is king here. Absolutely makes all the difference. So we're riding on board now. Here you go, across the start-finish line. You pull over to this left-hand side and you're looking for your brake point. You're going to get changed down pretty much into first or second gear, depending on how quick you're going in. Second gear there through that first chicane. On the first lap, you've got to back off there. You can't be too aggressive through there. It's going to cause you problems. Into the Curva Grande. It brings you round, sweeping round to the right-hand side at full pelt. And then you're drifting over to the right-hand side, ready for the turn in here. You want to cut this corner if you can. Over there, mind the sausage and get on the power into the two Lesmos. And here we go. Not much braking at all through there. You're lifting off the throttle with a little touch of brake. And here, the key is getting on the power early here because you've got a long straight. You want to get involved and get on as quickly as possible. And you get up the road under the bridge, and then you're looking on this right hand side for your break point. Break point takes you in, and it's 3 turns through Ascari, and it is pretty much full pelt for most of Ascari, to be fair. And then again, another long straight. Good opportunity for overtake into Parabolica, both on the inside and around the outside if you're really, really brave. Another turn where it is all about getting on the power nice and early and getting on up the road ready for another lap. So there you go, that's a lap around Monza. That is what we've got in store for us today here. Let's hope we've got some sense going into turn 1, because quite often that is where you find the most problems when it comes to racing here at Monza. We are still waiting for everyone to jump into the lobby and be ready to go. But what can we say? So essentially, this is what the format's going to be. It's going to be 18 minutes of qualifying. The first race will be a sprint race, 25% distance. When that is finished, we will then have a second race, a feature race, and that will be award similar points anyway. So essentially, we're waiting for everyone to get in so we can start this race. No pit assists allowed, no DRS or ERS assists. The only thing they are allowed is the corner only line. If there's a glitch or major incident, then they may call a red flag. But essentially, it goes as it is. It's dynamic weather, strict corner cutting, parc fermé rules on, formation lap is on. It's realistic performance, custom car setups, and full damage. So don't freaking crash, because your car will end up in pieces all over the floor. Quite simple. There will be penalties awarded if people cock up, but we shouldn't expect that to happen too often. So people are still filing into the lobby, so I won't jump to the live just yet. But looking forward to tonight. I think it's going to be an interesting race. I don't know how many you've got in the lobby for this evening, but I imagine it'll be relatively full. Apologise for the little break there. We have a little visitor in our house at the moment. A little mouse has decided to find his way into my house. Actually chewed through one of my wires the other day. So when I catch a little fucker, I'm going to beat him up. I'm literally going to beat him to death in my house. And if you are one of those animal loving brigades, I don't care. He's made his way in, he's fucked up my shit, he's going to get fucked up. But the kids just spotted him diving back outside and are freaked out because they're pussies. Nothing more to say really, just waiting for the lobby to fill. We're almost there. We've got Quick Killers, Ryan, 07 Toys, I'm going to call him Toys, Scuba, we've got Clarence, we've got Dunners. Ryan and Dunners you may recognise from the race on Tuesday with LNR. We've got Bray Train, we've got Kells, we've got Will, we've got Jelly F1, we've got Dino, Conrad and Brad. Now, it is crossplay tonight. We don't know just how well this crossplay is going to work. We're hoping that it isn't too bad. Now, what I do know is this, is that the biggest problem with crossplay is when you've got 5 or 6 or 7 people streaming at the same time as they're racing, along with a streamer and commentary and all that kind of thing. So hopefully, touch a bit of wood, there isn't too many people streaming tonight, and not that many problems. But we'll see how it goes, and obviously we'll deal with it if those problems arise. Not too far off now. We're sort of bang on start time. Maybe I started a little bit early this time. I thought everybody would be in a bit quicker. Broken Reptile just joining the room. So, Quick Killers is racing for McLaren alongside Conrad. Alpine will be Clarence and Ryan. Mercedes AMG Petronas will be Toys and Bray Train. Ferrari is Scuba and Roland. Alfa Romeo will be Dunners and Kells. Who else we got? Williams will be Will, ironically. Haven't seen his teammate jump in yet. Jelly F1 will be AlphaTauri alongside Brad. Haas is Dino on his own at the moment. Red Bull Broken Reptile. Haven't seen his teammate either. I think that's pretty much everyone I can see in the room so far. So we should be there or thereabouts jumping into the room pretty damn soon. I suppose we're all right to start. I should probably go through what's going on in Black Flag for the next few days. Obviously, we're moving into November soon. There will be a big announcement about what everything's going on in November on YouTube very soon. But what we've got going on this week. So, we're obviously here for F1 tonight with Euro Tripz. Tomorrow at 8 p.m, we're back on to Gran Turismo 7 for Super Formula. It's the same sort of cars. But it's for the Black Flag Super Formula Series, which is starting to really hot up. Then at 1:30 in the morning, well, it's technically 1:30 in the morning for me, but because the clocks go back tomorrow, I essentially do a 90-minute race in what it will be half an hour on the screen for GT Champions. That's an American-based championship, again on GT7. That is hot up. That's on round 8 now, and it's really moving on now. We're at Watkins Glen in the Ford GT tomorrow, which is going to be a fabulous race. Every week it's been pure action. Sunday we are back to the Lithuanian GR3 Championship on GT7, and that is getting right to the business end now. We're just about to hit round 8, and technically we are here at Monza again actually for that race. That's going to be a really cool competition. GR4 lottery on Monday. Tuesday we're back for LNR with the opening round to their new season here on F1 2022. Then we are Wednesday. What are we doing on Wednesday? Wednesday is the GR3 back on GT7. Thursday we're over to our friends at... Oh, no, sorry, no we're not. On Wednesday, it is the Black Flag versus VRC, team versus team, second race of the series. First race of the series was an absolute doozy, but we will be replaying it because the settings had to change, and that was wrong. So that's actually going to be replayed at the end of the season. But watch it anyway. It's a really awesome race around Nürburgring GP. Then we've got Thursday. We're with the Amigos Racing Team for their team showdown, and that's coming to an end of the tournament very soon. So everything hotting up there. And then Friday, we're back here again for Euro Tripz. Assuming, of course, that everything goes well and they don't tell me to disappear. We'll see how things go. But I think everyone is starting to check in now, so we're pretty much ready to get underway soon. Apologies for the delay. I thought we were going to start bang on 9 o'clock. Otherwise, I would have started the stream a little bit later. That squeaking, by the way, is not the mouse. That's my chair. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are ready to go. Just loading up. So we've got Quick Killers, Ryan, Toys, Scuba, Clarence, Dunners, Bray Train, Kells, Will, Jelly F1, Dino, Conrad, Brad, Broken Reptile, and Roland in a room. Mostly on PlayStation. So hopefully we shouldn't have too many cross-play issues today. It's not just an issue here, to be fair, it's an issue on Gran Turismo as well. So don't be alarmed that it is a problem. It just seems that nobody can agree on a way to do cross-play across platforms. They can't even get it to work between PS4 and PS5. So if you can't get it to work between Xbox and PlayStation and PC, don't be at all surprised. So qualifying first up. Who is going to be first to jump? It's an 18-minute qualifying session. I imagine that a few people are going to hang back, try and wait to get some slipstream, because that's going to be key here. Because of the length of the straights here, slipstream is going to be king. Now, do teammates go out together and give each other a little tow around the track? Or do they, are they just going to go each man for themselves? We've got 15 runners today, which is not a bad lobby for a Friday night, to be fair. But just waiting for the first to come out on the track. Nobody as yet has made that move. And here we go. It looks like we've got some movement there from Toys. Toys in the Mercedes-Benz looks to be the first man out on track. And he is indeed. Here goes Toys. He is out on the track. No one else has yet decided to blink. So Toys gets the honour of giving us the little run around. So here we are, turn 1, turn 2. Very, very important part of the racetrack. Also very key to stay out of trouble there. So he's on his outlap, getting on that power into the Curva Grande. And I mean, Monza is a fantastic racetrack. I defy anybody to think this track isn't one, if not one of the best racetracks on the planet right now. I put this up there with, I love Bathurst. I know it's not an F1 track, but I think it's a great racetrack too. But Monza is bang up there for the F1 tracks. Miles better than Monaco, which my personal opinion is Monaco has no place in Formula 1 in this day and age, because it's just a stupid track where essentially the race is on a Saturday and not a Sunday. So you come in, around a 50-metre pause where you're braking, you get turned in. Then you're down to the Parabolica. What a corner this is. You get this corner. The reason I love this corner so much is if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter how good the rest of your lap is, from that point onwards, it's ruined. Doesn't matter. Whether it's at the end of a good lap or at the beginning or the start of a good lap. If you get it wrong, it's ruined. But if you get it right, my God, it can absolutely make your lap. Even if the rest of your lap isn't great, your exit from Parabolica is to make such a difference. Such a big, big difference. So we've got a few more on track now, but Toys is the first one out to set a time. So he will probably jump onto pole at some stage. Well, albeit briefly. We'll see how long that'll be. Already seeing a little bit of lag coming through. But hopefully that's just a one-off and it doesn't happen for the rest of the race. It's been a busy couple of weeks on Black Flag TV. I haven't had a night off for quite some time. I mean, you can probably sense it in my voice that I'm starting to lose my voice. So I am looking forward to getting an opportunity to have a break at some stage and rest it. But at the moment, no rest for the wicked, and it has been stream after stream after stream. So there is Toys just sweeping around there, up towards the start-finish line, and we are looking at a first lap there of a 1:21.9. Good solid lap for a start. Has he got anything more in the tank than that? Okay, who's next to set a lap for us? Bro Train's on an outlap, Quick Killers. Dino's on a fast lap. He's going to cross the line. What time has he got? That's a 1:21.1. That puts him on pole. That's already 8 tenths up from Toy's time. Good, solid time from him. Ryan's still in the pits. Here comes Clarence. He's got a few turns left to go. Comes for Ascari. Where's Dunners? Is Dunners already on track? Dunners is already on track. But I think Clarence is going to be the next one to set time for us as he comes down to Parabolica. Good evening, Paul. Good to see you, buddy. As you can see, I know you were going to try and chuck a couple of laps around Monza this evening. 1:21.1 is the fastest lap so far. And we see Clarence. He comes across the line. Was that his outlap then? Because I didn't see a new time come up from him. Obviously not. Maybe an invalidated lap then. So here we go. Here is Dunners into Parabolica. On the power, heading towards the line. What time's he got for us? It's a 1:22.2. So that's almost 1.1 off the pace from Dino. Dino setting a very, very good time to start off with. Clarence has got to set a time yet. Where is Roland? There is Roland. Not set a time. So we're still waiting for a few to put in some comparable times. We're already 7 minutes into qualifying and not many times on the board just yet. Some haven't even left the pits yet. There's a few that are still sitting in the pits and have not even put in a representative time. Now, I don't know about you, but even when you've got 18 minutes to qualify, get a time on the board early doors, because at least then you can just watch what everyone else is doing in terms of pace. Because the last thing you want to do is come out, not give yourself long to set a lap, and then find you're way down the order because you just haven't had the time to put in the right lap. So still Dino on pole, 1:21.1 being the fastest lap. Clarence has just done a 21.5. We've got Braytain with a 21.7. 21.9 for Toys, who's back in the pits. And Dunner's no better than a 21.2. We've got loads on an outlap. We've got Kells, looks like he might be on a fast lap. Roland, Jelly F1 and Scuba, all look like they're all on a fast lap at the moment. Let's get the track back up so we can see where people are. What a big one. So just 6 have set a time so far. Pretty much everyone now, except Broken Reptile, has made a foray onto the track. Right, no time for Will there. Just looking up the orders, trying to see who's going to cross the line next. Is Kel's going to give us a time? Has he got a valid lap to give us? He has. It's a 1:23.1 though. It might be valid, but it's pretty slow at the moment. So who is next to bring us a lap? Quick Killers jumps in with a 1:21.3. So Dino at the moment, fastest man out there, 1:21.1 is the time to beat. 2 tenths back is Quick Killers. Clarence also with a 21.5. Couple of tenths back. They're couple of tenths to Bray Train, 21.7. Toys with a 21.9. So everyone's split by 2 tenths at the moment. Then Roland with a 22.0. Dunner's 22.2. Ryan with a 22.9. And Kells with a 23.1. Conrad, Brad, Will, Broken Reptile, Jelly F1 and Scuba still yet to set any time at all. No one at the moment has been able to put in a better lap than Dino. Dino's been absolutely solid with that lap, and no one looks to have to be putting a challenge in. Brad puts in a 35.5. He will want to do another lap straight away, and this is exactly what I'm saying about leaving it. It's been 10 minutes So we're over halfway through qualifying, and he's only just setting a time now. Now that puts pressure on, because if you do that 35.5 with 15 minutes to go, you've got a lot more time in the tank to set a time. But now he's got less than half the time left. He's done a 35.5, pressure's on to set a quicker time. But at the moment, the front row will be Dino Quick Killers, row 2, Clarence and Braytrain, Toys and Roland on row 3, with Ryan with a 122.1 and Dunners on row 4. Row 5 will be Will and Kells. Currently, Brad sitting on row 6, but we don't know where the others are going to sit yet, because Conrad, Broken Reptile, Jelly all still need to set a lap. Broken Reptile hasn't left the pits yet. Now, either Broken Reptile is an absolute alien and knows they're going to chuck out a 119, or they're playing with fire for me. I think everyone should have at least put in one representative lap at this stage, considering how much or how little time is left, to be fair. And there we go, there is another lap on the board. That's from who? I'm trying to find it, just put that in. Clarence, Bray, Toys, Roland, Ryan, Dunners, Will, Kells, Conrad, Brad. So we just went with Broken Reptile, Jelly and Scuba to set a lap for us. But Dino at the moment, no one even close. Well, I say close, 2/10 is close, but not super close to that qualifying time. So that'll mean the sprint race will be headed out by Dino. Broken Reptile still in the pits. Jelly F1 is on the track, as is Scuba. Have they got a time for us? I think at this stage, it's all about just getting something. You've got to get something on the board. Of course, Broken Reptile could be quite happy to start in last place. Or actually, could be serving a penalty. I haven't been given a list of anyone serving any grid penalties. But I assume that's not the case. I'm assuming I would have been informed. Would that be the case? But still not coming out. So Scuba just behind Jelly. We will see Jelly set a lap very soon. That's the view I want to see. Heading down towards Parabolica. Any improvement from anybody? Is anybody going to unseat Dino from pole position in this race? At the moment, it doesn't look like it. Certainly not when he's putting in a 120.9. He's just improving all the time. 120.9 from him. Scuba jumps in with a 121.6. Puts himself on row 2. Just Broken Reptile left to set a time. So the order as it stands. Dino on pole from Quick Killers, with Bray Train and Clarence on row 2. Scuba and Toys row 3. And that's all changed again already as Roland puts himself onto the front row with a 121.2. The lap that would have been good enough for pole 2 minutes ago. Dino's starting to ramp it up by sticking in a 20.9. So Dino and Roland on the front row. Quick Killers on row 2 with Bray Train. Row 3 is going to be Clarence and Scuba, with Toys and Ryan on row 4. Jelly and Dunners row 5. Will and Kells row 6. Conrad and Brad currently on row 7. And on their own at the very, very back, having not yet even set a time, is Broken Reptile. Still some people on track, still some people looking to steal a place here. But at the moment, Dino's the man to beat. The only one sub 21. Then we've got 6 riders beyond that, sub 22. But there's only 3 of them. As we see Jelly F1 into the pits. Who else is out there running? Well, you know Roland improved his time because he moved up to the second row. What about Bray Train or Clarence or Scuba? Have they got something new? Scuba going into the pits. Here comes Ryan. He's about to cross the line. Has he improved on his time? He hasn't. 122.1 is still his quickest time. That's still a decent time. But when Dino's putting in a 120.9, will be interesting to see, though, how that stacks up in terms of race pace. Have we lost Roland from the room because he's just blanked out? Broken Reptile still not set a time, and it looks like Roland's had a problem in Sector 3. Has he, or is he in the pits now? So issue in Sector 3, that issue is now cleared. So no change so far. Dino from Roland, Quick Killers from Bray, Clarence from Kel, Scuba from Brad, Toys from Ryan, Jelly from Dunners. Dunners moving way down the order. Remember, Dunners is the champion for LNR, who we stream on a Tuesday, the reigning champion. So something to prove for him, because I've already marked his card as being someone to watch. He's got to show me something today. Issue in Sector 2, there's your yellow flag out. Someone off the track. Didn't last long, so that's been cleared. Broken Reptile now goes out. So, has Broken Reptile got something special to give? Because literally sat in the pits all the way through qualifying, and he's going to do a one shot at it. That's a big kahunas. He's in the Red Bull, so thinks himself maybe a little bit of a max. There is a yellow flag there in that sector at the moment. Goes through, he's on that outlap right now. 1 minute 54 left of this qualifying session. Just one man left to set a time. Everybody in the 120s now. So the times are starting to tumble as the track rubbers in. People are starting to get the feel for the track. But at the moment, nobody else, bar Dino, has gone sub 121. Sector 3, there's a problem somewhere. Hopefully that doesn't affect Broken Reptile with his hot lap. So here he goes. This is his one shot at a hot lap. Might get two, actually. Not a great start into the chicane. And this is why you have to set a banker early, because that is that lap over and done with. It's not going to be a good time there. You make a mistake into turn 1 and 2 like that, and the rest of your lap is going to be compromised. You can make a little bit of time up. Right, so Toys has been disqualified from the session for parking in an unsafe location. Surely that's a schoolboy error, man. We have to assume that there is some sort of technical issue, and it's not just parking the car up because, well, I don't know. It's not down to me to cast aspersions on why you would do that. It's just craziness. Here's Broken Reptile trying to salvage, starting late in qualifying, and not having a great start in turns 1 and 2. He's got a car in front weaving. Is that going to cause any problems? Are they going to get out of the way? Are they even looking in their mirrors? Doesn't look like they are, and that is really compromised Broken Reptile's qualifying. He won't be last because Toys did get disqualified from this session, but I've got to say that exactly demonstrates why you don't just leave it to the last minute to set the time. Broken Reptile would have won at 28.8. So there we go. Lesson learned for me. Everyone's got one more shot though, but he's stuck behind the AlphaTauri. Is that the AlphaTauri of Dino? Dino's not going to want to let him go through either, is he? There's the problem. He's not going to want to let him go through, but surely he should know the guy behind's on a hot lap. And if these guys are on comms, just talk to each other. Get out of the way, man. Give him a chance to set a hot lap. Unless Dino himself is trying to improve on that 20.4, which is, well, that's not going to set any qualifying records other than speed to hit a barrier. So, Broken Reptile out of qualifying after absolutely melting into the wall in a Paul Walker styling. So Dino will be on pole in this race unless somebody's got something special to bring to these last 1 minute 50 seconds of this session. So it is Dino from Roland, Quick Killers from Bray Train, Jelly from Scuba, Clarence from Kells. Then we've got Brad from Dunners, Ryan from Will, Conrad from Broken Reptile, and at the very back of the pack, after getting disqualified, is Toy. So there we go. That is qualifying over. We move on to the first race. Short qualifying over On to the first race, which is a sprint race here at Monza. Dino with the first blood by setting that 1 minute 20 qualifying time. I've got to say, that's a pretty damn good time. So we've got Dino from Roland from Quick Killers, Bray Train, Jelly, Scuba for Ferrari, Clarence for Alpine, Alfa Romeo Kells in 8th place. Then we've got Brad, Alpha Tauri, Dunners, Alfa Romeo, Ryan from Alpine, Will from Williams, Conrad from McLaren, Broken Reptile from Red Bull, who did not finish that session. And then we've got Toys, who was disqualified for parking in a stupid place. So here we go, on to the race. How many actually made it to the grid after smashing their cars up? That's the question. And I believe we've got a formation lap, which always tends to throw up some shenanigans, shall we say. Just wait for everybody to be ready. And I've got to say, the loading times in between things like qualifying and races are longer than I expected, but I suppose the crossplay does have that effect on a server. But you would have thought, I mean, let's face it, right, in this day and age, you can send a man to space, for Christ's sake. You can transfer millions of pounds, or millions of dollars, or millions of whatever, across thousands of miles in milliseconds. And yet still game manufacturers can't make a lobby that reacts quickly. But that is mostly down to, I suppose, individuals with cheap internet. Tends to be what I've noticed, is that you get people with cheap internet trying to online game and wondering why everybody gets pissed off with the lobbies. So here we go. The race is about to start. Formation lap is underway. They will all go round, keeping it nice and clean, getting some warmth into those tyres if they can. 1 lap round. So Haas with the pole position here. So Dino on pole. There is Roland with the Ferrari in second. Quick Killers for McLaren in third. There is Bray Train, the first of the Mercedes runners, in fourth. Jelly just behind him in the Alpha Tauri. Scuba in the other Ferrari in 6th place. And there's Clarence in the lead Alpine in 7th. There is Kells. Brad running in 9th. Dunners in 10th place. Ryan in 11th. There is Williams for Will in 12th. Conrad in the other McLaren. He's running in 13th. Broken Reptile in 14th. But let's face it, only in 14th because Toy's got himself DSQ'd from the session. Broken Reptile left it very, very long to come out and do a qualifying time. That makes a change for you, Paul, actually saying you're terrible and you can't stop putting it in the wall, because usually you are either so quick nobody can catch you, or you're putting on intermediates when you should be putting on softs. I don't know what the suggestion is. The suggestion is keep putting it into the wall, and then when we do finally race, I will just go slowly and not crash. That's the answer. I think the difference is, Paul, I think you're so used to GT where any sort of damage is not race ending, where you can kind of over push and not worry that your race is completely over. Here, that's not necessarily the case, my friend. So sometimes it's err on the side of caution. So here we go, the Haas just lining up, waiting for everybody else to tuck in behind. If you look how far back everyone is, it's got to wait an awful long time on the front of that grid. Everything's going to cool down while the rest all line up. But they're all coming in ready. It's just, and who's that in the wall? That's a Mercedes-Benz in a wall. That's not where you want to be when you're supposed to be lined up on the pits. Is now not in a wall, but not quite sure where that Mercedes-Benz is going. So we are ready to go. We'll have a look on board from Brad, who gets away well. Pretty much everyone well doesn't. Oh, gap there. He does have to back off. The Merc very slow. So we head up towards turns 1 and 2. do we get through safely? Doesn't look like anybody's... Oh, yes, it does. There is a mass pile-up. Everyone on top of everyone. And when will you drive in Monza and learn your lesson? You go into turn 1, you drive like a bellend, and that's what happens. Time penalty for Scuba for exceeding track limits. It's all gone horribly wrong. Roland up into the lead. And I've got to say, that is mental, because Dino, who was on pole, is down in 14th place. So all changed. So here we go. There is Roland in the lead. 4.2 seconds. He got through turns 1 and 2 so cleanly. He got to pull away. Dunners in second. What a move from him. He was way down the order, but avoided all the shenanigans. Finds himself in second place. There he is. He's got Brotrade for company. Brotrade running in third. Will just behind that battle, running in fourth with Kells for company. Clarence in sixth. Brad running in seventh place. In eighth, we've got Ryan with Toys in ninth. Jelly running in 10th place with Conrad just behind in 10th. 12th, we've got Broken Reptile. Fastest lap already from Roland, 1:26.7. And we've got more carnage into Parabolica. 2 coming into the pits. It's all gone horribly wrong for so many drivers. You know, how many people go into a race and think, I'm going to win this in the first corner? It's just not the way it's done. Roland has kept his head, got into turn 1, avoided anything going wrong, and finds himself now 4.5 seconds clear of anybody else. Bray Train just moving up into second past Dunners in the Mercedes-Benz. Dunners is hanging with him. They are the top 3 at the moment. Roland from Bray, from Dunners in third. There's a bit of a gap back already, 1.8 seconds to Brad, who is starting to open up the gap from Toys. Toys has made some movement through the field from a DSQ in qualifying up to 5th place. Just goes to show all these people trying to gain this one single place in a turn that is 1 car wide. And now look at it. Look at the difference. Jelly F1 is running in 6th place. 1.5 seconds clear of Toys. But Broken Reptile absolutely tucked under that wing of the AlphaTauri, looking for a way through. And again, fastest lap from Roland. Really spending some time putting the effort in here. So in terms of what do we want? We want interval and we want tyre. So we've got everybody but Clarence, Will, Ryan and Dino running on the soft compound tyres. Those last 4 have all been in the pits to repair some level of damage. There is a penalty for Scuba. There is a penalty for Will. I'm surprised, considering the absolute carnage we've seen, that they are the only penalties that have been handed out thus far. But out in front, the gap is 4 seconds. Bray Train hasn't been able to ditch Dunners at this stage. Dunners is just behind, 7 tenths behind, waiting for any opportunity. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. Someone's had a little foray with a wall or some grass, or maybe even the gravel. There is Dunners chasing down Bray Train, looking for a way, and already they can see Roland miles up the road, but that gap is closing. Bray Train and Dunners both closing on Roland at the moment, and maybe just using each other to kind of push each other up the road. Brad running in 4th place, 2.6 seconds behind that battle. Toys, who's really done well off the back of all the carnage, and the lag starts to set in there. Is that what caused the problem? Because I've seen a little bit of lag already. Is that what caused the carnage to turn 1? Was it just purely this cross-play lag problems that we have that caused it into turn 1, or is it just irresponsible driving? I mean, for me, my experience of watching, I've watched a lot of races, and every time I see races at Monza, you always see problems on turn 1 and 2, and those problems are always caused by people just coming in too hot. You know, you're not going to win a race on the first turn. Do you know what? You might lose a couple of places going in. Let someone else smash their wing up, and you can disappear off up the road, which is exactly what Roland's done. Exactly what Bray Train's done. Dunners, Toys. Fastest lap now from Dino. Dino started to demonstrate why he had pole position, but he is way down the order at the moment in 15th place. But fastest lap on those medium compound tyres. Broken Reptile, who was running in 14th, is up to 6th place on the soft compound tyres. We're on lap 4 of 13 already. Scuba running in 7th in the Ferrari. 4.6 seconds back from Broken Reptile. Looking for any opportunity. Any mistake really is going to be the thing that gets them through. And there is a 5-second penalty for Brad for speeding in the pit lane. So Brad jumps into the pit lane, goes in too hot. Broken Reptile now with the fastest lap. So they're starting to ramp it up. Broken Reptile, remember, we saw him in the wall at the end of qualifying. It's the gas pedal that screws you up. Yeah, that thing will cause some problems. You have to be very gentle without the corners, Paul. Very gentle. Bray Train running in 6th place in the Mercedes-Benz. With Brad running in 7th place. The gap's starting to really open up. So if we look at the top 3, we've got Roland running 5 seconds clear. Dunners has made his way up into 2nd place. The gap 5 seconds. But has opened up a gap to Toys, who's made their way, surprisingly, up to 3rd. So that early carnage, that 1 and 2 carnage, has really changed the shape of this. And there are penalties going out all over the place. Let's have a good look at where these penalties are coming in. So we've got Scuba with a 10-second penalty. We've got Brad with a 5-second. Bray Train with 3 seconds. Will with 5. And Conrad with 25 seconds of penalties. That's a lot of penalties for them. So we see everyone in the... We'll see... yes, Roland stays out. Dunners, looks like Dunners is going in. Dunners is in. Scuba has also stayed out. So it all change again with the pit stops. So everyone now has had one stop, bar Roland and Scuba, who are running out in front. The gap now 14 seconds. That's an entire pit stop almost for Roland. It just needs to. What he needs to do now is put in the fastest lap of the race and then dive into those pits and make the change. But at the moment, looking pretty damn racy. Fastest lap of the race. That's what we want to see. What is the quickest lap? Quickest lap is currently with Broken Reptile with a 1:22.8. As we see them moving up into 4th place. Another 5-second penalty for Bray Train. Speeding in the pit lane. So people diving in, serving their penalties. They've got to come back out at some stage. But Bray Train down in 15th now. Broken Reptile with the fastest lap. Dunners running in 3rd. Scuba and Roland still to pit. But the gap is starting to open up. Let's get some telemetry on board and some lap data, shall we? So in terms of position change, well, big winners here. Broken Reptile up 10 places. Toys also up 10 places. Dunners with a 7-place jump. Scuba up 5, but with a penalty. Roland jumping into the pits. Big losers though. 11-place drop for Dino. An 11-place drop for Bray Train as well. We've got a 6th-place drop for Quick Killers. So at the moment, the only one really floating around where they qualified, we've got Ryan is up a place from 11th to 10th. We've got Will and Conrad who've both dropped 1 place so far. Scuba up 5 places. Roland back in 2nd where he started this race. Did take the lead early on. Quite a big lead as well. But now he is back into 2nd. Scuba is still to stop though. So Roland may retake the lead of this race. Any new penalties? Well, we've got 10 seconds for Scuba. We've got 28 seconds now for Conrad. 5 for Brad, 5 for Will, and 8 for Bray Train. Big spin! Who was that? Just spinning off the track. Whoever it was, it is a big, nasty, horrible spin. That was Scuba. And Scuba trying to get it turned back round. But that's a big loss. And everyone will come streaming past. Scuba loses it there. Just held on to those tyres too long by the looks of things. and they didn't hold out for him, and will find himself not only dropping down the order and having a 10-second penalty, but also having to pit. I'm going to lose a lot of places here. That will put Ronan back into the lead of this race. 4.2 seconds clear of Dunners. So we've got a Ferrari leading this race. There's something new. I'm just waiting for him to come up with some crazy tactic that ends you up finishing 22nd out of 15. Dunners up into second place, 4.3 behind. It's got Broken Reptile, who was one of the big losers in qualifying in the Red Bull, starting to close up and starting to put in some very, very solid times. Toys also big winner from the early carnage in the Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes. Fourth place, 1.9 behind the front three. Still a bit of work to do here on lap 8 of 13. So we're into the final few laps of this sprint race. And Toys at the moment not doing enough to get themselves into the top 4. Jelly running in 5th place, 1.1 seconds back from Toys, with Brad running just a second back from that. But with a 5-second penalty, is firmly going to be in the grasp of Quick Killers. If Quick Killers can up that pace just a little bit, only needs to gain a couple of seconds, and Brad's going to lose that 6th place to Quick Killers without an overtake even happening. Clarence running in 8th place, with Ryan running in 9th. Very spread out now in the midfield. 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 2 seconds. Then behind Ryan's, we've got Kells trying to make a move. Behind Kells, Dino. We know Dino's quick. Dino put in a blistering qualifying time. Bit of slipstream here. Is Dino able to make a move on these two with the slipstream? We've got DRS open for Kells. DRS open for Dino. Is Ryan going to lose 2 places here into turn 1? They're all hitting the brakes. How safely do they get through? Just. And that looked to me to be a little love tap. And there's a speeding in the pit lane for Will there. So, was that a tap that kept Dino at bay from Ryan? 2.4 seconds is that gap. Scuba running very well in this race until the spin. 10-second penalty, and now 23 seconds back in 12th. Will with another penalty, 5 seconds coming out of the pits. 13th place. Conrad running in 14th, just coming out of the pits behind him. And Bray Train, the gap's 20 seconds, but is doing pretty damn quick. 3-second warning, 3-second time penalty for Quick Killers for ignoring all the warnings. Broken Reptile with another fastest lap, 1:22.4. Up into second place now. That is a phenomenal performance, because remember where they were when this race started. They were 12 places further back. Toys and Broken Reptile enjoying a very, very good race. Much improved on their qualifying. Bray Train and Dino suffering. Not anywhere near their starting position. Jelly started in 5th, currently running in 5th. That's the least you can ask for in a race, is that you finish where you started. Anything less than that is a bad race. Anything more than that is an improvement. And Ryan, the only one outside the top 6 that has improved race position. So we're looking at Roland at the moment. Roland in first place, benefited from the carnage into turn 1, and from Dino, whatever happened to him, disappearing through the order. Is 3.7 seconds clear of Broken Reptile. But Broken Reptile is on a crazy charge at the moment, really looking to make some moves. Now, last lap is what we want to look at. So, fastest lap for Road has been a 1:23.1. Fastest for Broken Reptile, a 1:22.4. So, if they can maintain that kind of pace, I think that we might find Roland under a bit of pressure if in a lap or two, and maybe having to do some serious defending on the last lap of this race. There is Broken Reptile trying to close that 3.2 second gap. Dunner's running in 3rd, 6 seconds back from the leader at the moment. And we want to see the actual interval even. Toys. Now, Toys already massive improvement on qualifying, is almost in DRS of Dunners. And this could be a disaster for Dunners, who's so far managed to keep his car in that top 3 for pretty much lap 1 without any significant challenge. So running in 4th is Toys. Jellyfish, Jelly F1, it looks like Jellyfish from a distance. Oh, that's going to be your name. Your name is now Jellyfish, whether you like it or not. So Jellyfish is in 5th place, just ahead of Brad, or 2.6 seconds ahead, but that's nothing when it comes to some of these lap times. We've got Quick Killers behind Brad, 2.8 seconds. Then a big gap from Quick Killers to Clarence, running there in 8th place. Kells in the Alfa Romeo in 9th. We've got Ryan running in 10th place. Dino in 11th, just half a second back. Is there a potential move on there? Scuba started out so well, took the car 1 lap further than the tyres were prepared to let him take it. And a big spin for him coming down towards the Parabolica. Now 22 seconds back. Bray Train 25 seconds further back. And under significant pressure from Will. Is Will able to make a move in that Williams, or is the superior pace of that Mercedes just going to keep him at bay? Certainly looks like it. When he gets to the straights, there seems to be nothing. But Will is closing up towards the end. Can Will do anything to challenge Bray Train here as they go through Ascari at pace? And Conrad running in last place in the McLaren. So there is your leader. 1.5 seconds now is the gap. Broken Reptile really on a charge, really looking to close. We're just at the end of lap 12 as he comes through Parabolica. Can he get a good exit? That is not a bad exit at all. Already up to 8th gear before he hits a Pirelli board. 1.2 seconds. He's put in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:22.1. That is almost qualifying time. And he's closing all the time on Roland. He's got to catch him, then he's got to pass him. But has Roland got enough to keep him at bay? Because it looks to me that Broken Reptile might be stealing this before the end of this lap. Gap is currently 1.2 seconds, there or thereabouts. It will only take one little mistake from Roland, and this is good night Vienna, and hello Broken Reptile. But at the moment, just doing enough to keep him at bay. There are some back markers just ahead. Will they come into play? The closer they get to the end, the more comfortable Roland's going to feel. There is a yellow flag here in Sector 2, so Broken Reptile can't make the overtake here, at least not just yet, as they move round into Ascari. This is the last portion of the race for these guys, and we're just waiting for any opportunity, but it's not going to come. Roland is going to take the win here, as long as he can get safely through Parabolica without an error. And here he goes into Parabolica for the last time on this sprint race. We've still got one feature race left to go, remember. 25% feature race. That's going to be a bit of a doozy. And there we go. Roland comes through to take the win here at Monza. Broken Reptile to take second. Toys will take third. Good performance from him. Dunners in fourth. Really closed up that gap. Brad in fifth with a penalty to serve. That's going to drop him down the order. Quick Killers moves up to fifth. Brad down to sixth. Jelly, it's not Jellyfish, Jelly in seventh. Clarence will take eighth place with Kells in ninth. Unless that changes, I can't imagine that changes. Dino, who was the pole sitter, in 10th. Ryan in 11th, lost a place there, back to his qualifying position. Then Scuba, Bray Train, Will and Conrad to round out the top 15. But Roland, from second on the grid, didn't really put a foot wrong. Did everything necessary, built up a big early gap. That was enough to keep him ahead, and finds himself winning this race from Broken Reptile, who had an Broken Reptile Toys, let's be fair, made up, 11, 12 places quite early on, and never looked like they were going to drop out that top three. Good performance as well from Dunners up in fourth. Quick Killers rounds out the top five. So there we go. That is race number one. Done and dusted. That's the sprint race done. Now on to the feature race. Really looking forward to this. That was a good race towards the end. First few laps, absolute carnage. Absolute carnage. People need to really think about what they do into turn one. But beyond that, it got better. It got much better. And we did start with 15 and finish with 15. And well deserved there. Driver of the day, definitely deserved for Broken Reptile. Back shortly for the feature race. That was a bit good, wasn't it? So Roland gets a well-deserved win. A Broken Reptile, fastest lap, second place, and driver of the day, and that was well-deserved, actually. Toys also needs a mention. Good performance from them. 14th and 15th on the grid to second and third. Second on the grid to take the win. Bad day for Dino. First on the grid, couldn't get out, only just inside the top 10. 5 drivers finishing with penalties at the end of the race, or was it 6 finishing with penalties? But there we go. So let's have a look what we've got in terms of tyre combat. Well, we've gone through it, so I can't look at tyre combat used. There we go. So feature race next. Feature race is always the highlight. That's just the warm-up. Feature race comes now. This is where we sort out the men from the boys. This is where we sort out the drivers from the journeymen. This is where we find out who really wants it, and everything updated. Looks like everyone is still here. Can't see, maybe I think someone might have jumped out, but we'll soon find out. Just waiting for everything to be updated, everything to restart, and then we'll get cracking again. Let's bring the driver list back up. We don't want to be looking at just Roland standing on his own, checking his phone, reading his tweets, congratulating him on the driving performance in round number 1. But it's always good at Monza. I defy anybody to tell me Monza's a shit race. It's one of the best races on the calendar. Whether you're racing it, whether it's for real or whether it's sim racing, I'm yet to find a Monza race in any game that's been rubbish. They're always full of action, and there's always somebody. There's always one that will drop it into the back of you into turn 1. Just getting a drink on board so I don't lose my voice. It's going to be a busy weekend here at Black Flag Racing TV. It starts with this here. Then we've got, during the day at some point tomorrow, we'll bring up some of the action from last week's GT Fusion that I haven't yet put a commentary to, some recorded stuff. Because obviously I did a live race, so I've still got recorded stuff to do. We've got GT Champions tomorrow, the early hours of Sunday morning. We've got the Black Flag Super Formula this time tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow evening, in fact. So if I can still speak by the time I do the Lithuanian Championship on Sunday, I'll be very surprised. But it's all a go this weekend. And every single minute of every race on Black Flag will be live with me, Pirate. But we do actually, on Saturday, we do have a special guest joining us for the Super Formula, the Black Flag Super Formula. Nick is going to join me as a dual commentary. Nick from the Netherlands. He's raced with us a little bit. Nick John Baker, his name is. He's been racing with us for a while. Wants to move into doing this thankless job. So he's going to join me for a dual comms on Saturday, and so we'll see how it gets on. And it could be that soon you'll be hearing the dulcet tones of Nick from the Netherlands, and no more late night with Urban Pirate, which I've been informed makes it sound like a really seedy late night radio show, which I'm totally up for doing if if Global Radio want to chuck some money my way. I will happily come in at 3 o'clock in the morning and whisper into a microphone to the ladies.
Face for radio, guys. Face for radio. Hence the fact that I don't have a camera. It is absolutely a face for radio. So we are just waiting for a quick break. Everyone's going to have a smoke. Everyone's going to have a drink. Shall we do the track guide again? Why not? Let's do the track guide again. Just in case you missed anything first time out. Mainly because I quite like the editing on it, and now I've seen some of the lap times here, I'm not quite so embarrassed by my lap time. I think it was a 124. It was a 124 something. I only did about 5 laps, so I didn't really put that much time into it. But as we know, Variante del Rettifilo. That is where all the big cock-ups happen. Turn 1 and turn 2. That's where you've just got to be so careful. It's not like you don't know. You know, if you've driven this track before, you know that's where the problems are. Curva Grande, pretty simple. If you get a good traction out of turn 2, you might get an overtake around the outside at Curva Grande. You'd be stupid not to just tuck inside and take some slipstream, though. Then you've got 4 and 5, Della Roggia. There is an overtaking opportunity there if you're prepared to dive up the inside and the other guy outbrakes themselves. Curva de Lesmo, not really an overtaking opportunity there. It's two very quick corners in very quick succession. You're better off tucking in, getting some slipstream out of turn 7 and making a move up Seraglio. Into Ascari, which again is a 1 car wide, and the Jolly Roger chicane. Which one's that one, mate? Which one's the Jolly Roger chicane? Oh, I suppose 1 and 2 is the Jolly Roger chicane because it is like utter piracy. Just no one gives a toss going into it. Of course, the Scar is not an overtaking opportunity unless someone really cocks it up. But Parabolica is absolutely, you can melt it through Parabolica. Round the outside, round the inside, any way you like. And I'll tell you what, over the last few months, I've seen some crazy overtakes there round the outside. It's been it's one of those corners where you just see so much regular action. Oh, the second one. Why do you call it the Jolly Roger chicane? Just out of interest. Is it because I crashed there a lot and I'm Urban Pirate? It would make sense. Because to be fair, everywhere on this racetrack, that is where I crashed the most. Oh, the Della Roger, Jolly Roger, okay. Jolly Roger, okay. So technically, that is technically the black flag corner then, isn't it? Because it's our insignia. We don't have a home track yet, do we really, Paul? I think we need to have one. Although to be fair, we spent a lot of time at the Nürburgring GP, of course, because nobody wants to live at Green Hell. That's a nightmare. So I'm wondering whether that's our home track. Yeah, no, you're right. I am a pirate. I crash there a lot, and it does sound a little bit like Jolly Roger. So that's what it will be from now on. I'm going to say it enough until it catches on. And then when we hear Crofty call it the Jolly Roger, we know that we've achieved something. We're still just waiting for everybody to tick in, ready for race number 2. Don't know how long the break is because I didn't check and find out, to be fair. I don't know. I'll probably have time for a cigarette, but I don't know. Bit late now, isn't it? And if anyone is interested, PM10 is currently chatting with us and viewing live, has his own YouTube channel, and he's got some really cool race challenges on there. Not on this game. I'm sure once he's broken F1 2022 in, he will start putting some of his crazy challenges up from this as well. But he's got some really cool GT7 challenges up, which are worth trying out. And some really cool videos about cornering and stuff. So do check his page out because it's not shit. There you go. That's the plug-in. That's all the plug-in you're getting, Paul. And to be fair, if any of you do play GT7 and you're looking for somewhere to race, Black Flag has some pretty cool stuff going on, and we do a couple of World Championships as well. External World Championships, that is, with GT Fusion. And next season with GT Champions as well, if you're interested. And they are, I mean, the GT Fusion one's freaking massive. I think it's the oldest GT Gran Turismo Championship in history. It was the first one ever to exist. So, still waiting for everyone to check in. I should have prepared more in between race material, really, shouldn't I? I was thinking it was going to be a couple of minute break, but it's not. So I think I'm going to sneak off for a fag and hope that I don't miss anything. But no, actually people started checking now, so maybe we're a bit closer to the race than I thought. Here we go. People are checking in. We are ready to go. This is going to be the feature race. 27 laps here at Monza. We had 13 in the sprint race. That will set the grid for this feature race. So we're looking at good performances from who? Well, we know that Dino's very quick. He was very quick in qualifying. Had a bad start to the sprint race. Better start here could make a massive difference. Broken Reptile, very quick. Who else? Toys was very quick. Dunners was up there. He was quick. Bray Train did okay. Obviously, Roland was won it. He's brilliant. The AI on every game of Lunatics, Paul. I don't think I've met a driving game yet where the AI are not insane. Absolutely insane. The AI's job on any computer game is, if they can't pass you, to make sure that you find a wall. I think it's just the nature of artificial intelligence, which is why I'm always nice to my Alexa, because when the AI does take over the world, I would rather be their favourite pet than their slave. So everyone loading in, 30 seconds until we get started here for the feature race. We are live at Monza with Euro Tripz F1. This is round 4. And we've had a few little laggy issues, but nothing like the terrible stories I've heard about the crossplay issues with F1. It's been okay this time out. I don't know if that's just because I'm freaking awesome, or if I don't know. Maybe it's just different people in the lobby, and that's making the difference. But we're here. It's round 4. We're at Monza. It's the feature race time, and we're about to get it on. As was it Barry White that said, "Let's get it on"? Well, whoever it was, we're gonna do what he suggested, which is get it on. So, just waiting for some players to load. This is the only one thing that I think is the downside. It does take ages to get 15 players loaded into a game. But I suppose it depends on individual connections, doesn't it? Once Elon Musk has got everybody on his own private internet, we'll all be exactly the same speed, because he'll be controlling it. He'll tell us all what to say on Twitter, and then when we end up killing each other, we'll just fuck off to Mars. Just left with some very angry Teslas that don't work. Still loading. Black Flag TV is brought to you by Clubleaf, sustainability partner. They provide, they help you offset your carbon footprint. If you're a business, they help you offset your carbon footprint and even give back to the environment without compromising on what you do. Check them out. They've got an app which helps you do that. Not rolled out in the UK yet, but pretty much everywhere else across Europe. And Jocham's Machinery. If you are anywhere in the Netherlands and you need something big, like a massive truck or a digger or a crane or a tractor or something with equally big wheels that churns out loads of diesel, then go and see them. And it's quite ironic that they are our two sponsors, because one makes massive holes in the ozone layer and the other one's trying to repair them. So we're offsetting our own carbon footprint even with our sponsors. So do check them out if you have the time. So basically buy a tractor from one and offset the emissions by using the other. We have got some other sponsors coming on board very soon, and they will be announced probably in the new year, to be fair. There's one or two big name sponsors getting involved with us in the new year. So we are 15 seconds away from starting here at Monza. We're here for Euro Tripz round 4 in Italy. It is Friday, the 28th of October. Halloween very, very soon. Be afraid, be very afraid. But be very careful. There's lots of very little zombies out there knocking on doors and asking for sweets. But you can take them down pretty easily with just a swift blow of a hammer. So here we go, formation lap. Will be on pole this time out. Roland is in 14th place. Don't quite know how it worked out that Conrad ended up in 15th, bearing in mind that Roland won it. I'm sure there's a very, very simple answer to that question, but I don't know what it is. But they are heading out for their formation lap. So it will be Will from Brake Train, from Scuba. Scuba had a very good start, and then a big spin puts him down the order. So, let's have a quick look at tyres. What we got. So, everybody except for Brake Train starting on the medium compound tyres. Now, and Clarence as well starting on those hard compounds. I'm surprised actually that there aren't more running on the hard compounds, particularly those like Dino, like Scuba, who've got a bit of pace in them. I'm surprised that those guys aren't operating on the harder tyres and giving themselves a bigger run out front early on. Then they've got a bit more pace than the slower guys, so therefore can kind of keep up with them. And I'm not sure mediums is necessarily the greatest idea for them. Watch them prove. Look. I often comment about people's strategies, and I often get it. Sometimes I get it right, but I often get it wrong, and they know what they're doing. Someone giving it a little bit too, gave it too many beans then. I think that was Ryan actually gave it too many beans, warming up his tyres, and said, "Hello, wall." So we are on the formation lap, everyone lining up, and someone else spinning it at the back there, not even at speed. Got to try and keep it steady on the formation laps. Everyone lining up. Will take pole. There he is, ghosting his way through the middle of everybody. Taking up the wrong positions. There we go. Finally, finding his position. Has Ryan... Ryan's ghosted out. Does that mean he's disappeared? Don't see him there. Conrad as well disappeared. So Ryan disqualified from the race. So here we go. And we are away. Will gets away quite well there. Brake Train also. Good start from Scuba. Ryan is not disqualified. He's far from it. Don't know why it told me he was. Ryan makes his way to the very, very front. That's a great start. Does have to tuck into second. Everyone a little bit more sensible through Parabolica through the first time I looked at it. There is a little bit of damage there though. And that is Conrad facing the wrong way. Spinning. That's not what you want to be doing. So everybody, and we've lost Jellyfish. Already Jellyfish is a DNF from this race. Dunners has lost a position. Will stays in the lead from Ryan, who made up a couple of positions there early on, which was a really, really good start from him. Let's get some telemetry up on the screen, shall we? And a little bit of lap data. So, places gained. 2 for Ryan, 2 for Kells, 4 for Brad. Good start from him. 4 for Roland as well. Winner in the sprint race. Places lost. Big loser Scuba so far, down 3 places. Place lost for Brake Train. 2 for Dino, 2 for Clarence, 2 for Dunners. And 7 places lost for Jelly, who is a DNF. Already on lap 1 here at Monza. So Will in the lead of this race from Ryan, running in second. The gap is 3 tenths max. And Ryan could pull a move here. He's got a great slipstream. Great extra from Parabolica with the great slipstream as Dino goes in to the pits, dropping through the order. Doesn't quite have the momentum there. Looking for the little flip-flop coming up the other way. Tucks in behind. Will going off up the road. In terms of tyre compounds, they're both on the medium tyres. Braytrain in a very, very good position at the moment, running in fourth on those hard tyres. If Braytrain can maintain that position, only 1 second behind Kells, and when DRS comes into play, if he can maintain that gap, or just open it up a little bit, then we are looking at a really, really strong potential finish for him, being that he can run much longer in the first stint. But at the moment, Will winning this race, winning it, but only on lap 2. It's not over until it's finished. But I'll tell you what, one thing I'm going to say, the one thing I do love about this game, I haven't seen a Williams in that position in God knows how long, and I used to love watching Williams win races. So to see one out there right now is a little bit emotional. But it won't last long, because there we've got a Mercedes. No, we haven't. There we've got a Ferrari and an Alpine. There we've got a Mercedes running in fourth place. With Kells way down in... Where is Kells? Oh, Kells is running in second. Kells in second in the Alfa Romeo. Currently the fastest man on the track. Does lose out into the first chicane. Ryan takes that position back in the Alpine. Bray running in fourth place under some pressure from Brad. Brad makes the move in the AlphaTauri round the outside of Curva Grande. Has he got the... He's got the grip. Has he got the pace? No, he has not. So they go into the Jolly Roger with the AlphaTauri trying to make a move now into the Lesmos, and does. Very, very good entrance and exit into Lesmo 1, and stays ahead into Lesmo 2. Does this now give Braytrain an opportunity with the slipstream, as we've got some DRS for the Mercedes, some DRS for Scuba's Ferrari. Quick killers though in the McLaren is through. The Mercedes also through of Braytrain. Braytrain retakes that fourth place from Brad. Brad still coming out, and there's a three-way battle here. We've got, and at the moment, that three-way battle being won by neither of the front two. It's quick killers from sixth says, while you two are battling it out, I'll have fourth until you decide who wants it. Braytrain back into fourth. They are really trading this position 1 for 1. Every corner, someone new taking fourth place, and quick killers back ahead through Parabolica. He's now going to give up loads of slipstream to these cars behind. Nobody though tucking in under that wing for the slipstream. Very strange behaviour. So quick killer manages to keep fourth. No one puts the challenge on, and the gap already opening up. So 2.8 seconds. Quick killers behind the front three of Will, Kells and Ryan. Brad running in fifth, 1.8 seconds back now behind quick killers. And then we've got a massive train. We've got Braytrain followed by Scuba. Oh, and there's a crash there. Who was that? That was Scuba having another spin. Not a great day for him. All three sectors yellow flagged. They're going to slow down. Will that bring out the safety car? As they're going to slow down. No overtaking under yellows, as you know. He's sideways. He's stricken. I think that is going to be, at the very least, a virtual safety car. No news yet whether it's coming out. But what's the gap out front? 2 seconds is the gap out front. Conrad running in 14th place. Well, it will be better than 14th now. He has got himself back on track, so I think we might survive without a safety car here. But there is Will in the lead. 1.7 seconds is the lead when the yellows came out. 5-second penalty for Brad for speeding in the pit lane. Who's gone in? Kells has gone in. Ryan's gone in. Quick killer's in. Brad, we know he's in because he's picked himself up a little penalty. Pit assist is off, so these guys have to do it right. And the safety car is running. Everyone backing up behind it. Now, some went in. Some chose not to. 5-second penalty there for Conrad for speeding in the pit lane. Schoolboy errors, boys. Schoolboy errors. Now, this really, really plays into Braytrain. He's on the hard tyres. He can now sit in there in second place, conserving the rubber on those tyres, looking after his fuel, and knowing that whatever happens, the cars in front will always have to pit, or the cars around him will all have to pit before him. Conrad's actually come out on softs, so planning on doing something quite drastic, like giving it some. And you've got to love it when someone wants to give it some. And it looks like we're going back under racing conditions very, very soon. Need that swig of Coca-Cola. So where are we? Will's in the lead from Bray Train. Bray Train running those hard compound tyres. How many have actually gone in and pit? Well, not many. Just everyone from 8th downwards. 2 stops already for Conrad, with penalties galore as well. 5 seconds for Clarence, 5 seconds for Brad, 8 seconds for Conrad. We will sit on board with Will. Is the safety car coming in? No, it's not. It's staying out for one more lap. So that gives us an opportunity to have a look at a few other bits and pieces here. So, position changes. Roland. Someone likes Monza. And that would be Roland. He is absolutely on it today. Up into 3rd. Won the sprint race. Broken Reptile just behind, 9 places made up. These two, for Monza is clearly their playground. They are going to be the ones to watch today. They are absolutely on fire. Dunner's up 6 places. We've got Toys up 6 places. Excuse me. His teammate Kells is down 1 place. Toys' teammate, that is. Quick Killer's up 2 in 8th place. We've got Dino is a big loser, 4 places. 9 places for Scuba. He spat out, remember, it's his fault. The safety car is out. He's back on track now, though. Ryan, 1995, lost 9 places, but he has gone into the pits. Conrad up 1, but that's only by virtue of Jelifch with a DNF, who's lost 7 places. Will the safety car be in this lap? That is the question. So let's have a look at Roland and see what Roland's up to. So we're watching Roland here. Safety car is in this lap. Now this is where we want to go on board. Everyone trying to keep that heat in their tyres. They want to get a good start here. Bray Train in a very, very good position on the hard tyres. But, excuse me, real danger that could get swallowed up by the softer compounds behind. Needs to have a very, very good exit. Obviously, will control when we start, but we will be underway. The safety car will peel off, and then it's down to Will to put his foot down and lead away from the Parabolica. And a great movement there from Roland. Will he make a move up into turn 1? I don't think he's got quite the pace in that Ferrari to keep up with the Mercedes at this stage, but they head into turn 1. He's late on the brakes. Oh, he hits him. He hits Bray Train. He's going to have to take a penalty there. Absolutely left it far too late up the inside. And that's what I was talking about early on. Silly moves into the first turn. You know that he's going to turn in there. If you're going to chuck it up the inside, you've got to be sure. And for me, he just wasn't sure enough. And that is going to cost Roland. There isn't a steward in the world that's going to let that one go. So Dunner's up into 3rd. Toys loses out in the little rush there. But the big loser, the big loser, there he is. Bray Train knocked down 7 places. Was in a very, very good position on those hard tyres. But gets tagged by Roland going into turn 1. Definitely a penalty on the cards there. Or at least there should be. Dunner's up into 2nd. Makes the move around Roland up into 2nd place. We've got another DNF. Dino is out of this race. Dino, remember, was on pole after the sprint race. So do we have yet another safety car as we lose Dino to this to the dreaded race crashes? We really need some sort of so we've lost now we've lost Jellyfish, we've lost Conrad, we've lost Dino. 5-second penalty for Ryan for speeding in the pit lane. Where is Broken Reptile, actually? Broken Reptile way down in 12th. Expected a little bit more from him, actually, to be fair, in this race. 18 seconds back, but it's going to have a chance to close up while we've got these yellow flags. It looks like we've just lost Bray Train. Bray Train moving down the order. Why is Bray Train moving down the order? That is the question. There is the safety car waiting to pick up the leader. But Bray Train disappearing through the order. Here comes Will. He's going to pick up that safety car. And we're going to have another few laps. So it's basically, so far, we've had more laps under the safety car than we have of racing. Penalties. Where are the penalties? Let's have a little looky-see. So, penalties. 10 seconds for Brad. 5 for Clarence. 5 for Ryan. That was 4 speeding in the pit lane. As we pick up the safety car very, very soon. I did see it. Where's it disappeared to? So, there we go. Will goes in under the safety car. And straight away picks up a 5-second penalty. So, Dunners stays out. Dunners has stayed out on the racetrack. Only man now not to have stopped. Not counting those that aren't going or that have stopped, but stopped permanently, of course. So Clarence also needs to stop, has a penalty. We'll move up the order a little bit. But Dunners currently running in the lead behind this safety car, but does need to make a stop still. Has chosen not to stop under the safety car. Ryan with 3 stops, 28 seconds back. We are down to 11 runners. We have lost 4 runners to DNF in this race. We're on lap 9 of 27, and we are on our 5th lap of safety car. By the time the safety car goes in, though, I imagine we'll have 2 or 3 more as the safety car lags across the track. You would have thought with less people racing, the footage would get better, wouldn't you? It's not been too bad, to be fair. It's not been too bad. A couple of little issues, but nothing too troubling. So let's I want to bring up the league table actually and have a look at where we stand. So Roland, we know, has been very quick. Did very well in race number 1. Got some points there. Currently running in 7th. Clarence is out. No, he's not. Where is Clarence? Clarence running ahead of him in 5th. He's running 2nd in the championship. Jelly is out of this race. Did not finish. Won't pick up any points today, or not many anyway. Dino also out, running in 4th. Zed Mini is not racing today. Killer Z. Quick Killers. There he is. In 3rd. So he is running very well in 3rd. Currently 6th in the championship. Broken Rep, don't see him racing today. Ryan running in 8th. He's currently in 10th on the racetrack. Is he in the pits again? He must have had some... I suppose he's serving his penalty, getting that done and dusted out of the way. Dutch. Where is Dutch? I've seen him. Have I not? No, I don't think he's running today. I think Dutch runs on Tuesday as well. That's why I'm seeing him. And Jay Kelly. Not... or could that be the same person as Jelly? No, it can't be. Of course it's not. Don't see... is that Kells? I don't know if the names are consummate to the ones on the game. But, where we at? So, Dunner's in the lead. Hasn't pit. Kells. Quick Killers. Brad. Clarence. Hasn't pit either. Will running in 6th place. Roland in 7th place. Toys in 8th. Broken Reptile in 9th. Scuba in 10th. Ryan in 11th place. And we have lost from this race. We're already on lap 10 and we've lost Bray Train, Dino, Conrad and Jelly F1. Safety car is out yet again. It's the 2nd time so far here at Monza. We have seen Bray Train taken out at turn 1 by Roland, the current championship leader. And I've got to be honest, I'm not part of the stewarding team, but if I was, that's a big penalty for me. He's taken him out of the race, and it's cost him. It's cost him many, many points. He was running in the top 3 with a very good chance of some big, big points today. But we'll see what happens. It's down to them to decide what happens here. But Dunner's currently leading. Chose not to pit. He's up 10 places at the moment. Is he vying for some driver of the day points? Fastest man on track. Who has the fastest lap? We haven't had many quick laps to have one. Fastest lap is actually Dino with a 1:23.0, but he is no longer racing. So we are still under safety car as we go through turns 1 and 2 again. Hopefully the Aston Martin safety car will come in this lap and we'll get some more racing. This is almost like Spa in the rain. Position changes, we can see them there. Of those left on track, big winner of conflict obviously is Dunners, but he still needs to pit. Of those who have pit, Quick Killers, 7 places he's made up. Rona's also made up 7, but I am almost certain he'll have some sort of penalty to pick up after the race for the collision with Bray Train. In terms of tyre compounds, Scuba and Broken Reptile opting for those soft tyres. Broken Reptile, 0 laps on them, so will be pretty darn racy. Dunner's 10 lap old mediums. He's not going to have much left on those to speak about. So is the decision not to pit when the safety car came out going to bite him in the arse when the safety car finally comes in this lap? Well, we're about to find out. Everyone behind him running on the hards until you get back to Scuba in 9th, but it's all closed right up now. That is the interval times. That is the stop times. Those are the position changes. Let's leave tyre compound up so we can just see just how different the tyre compounds are. So 10 laps for Dunners, 6 laps for Kells, Quick Killers and Brad, 10 for Clarence on the hards. Will, only 2 laps, 3 for Roland. Then it's 2 laps on the softs and 0 on the softs for Broken Reptile. So the race gets back underway. Dunners gets that hammer down on those medium tyres. How much tyre has he been able to save during the safety car period? As we see Quick Killers looking for a move up the inside. Someone goes on at the chicane. Who was it? Dunners is through. Brad's through. Quick Killers is through. Broken Reptile up to 8th. Scuba up to 9th place. It looks like we've lost Kells down that order somewhere. So Quick Killers running in 3rd in the McLaren. Top 3 not able to pull away yet. But look at Quick Killers. Tucked right under. Was that a little tap? Was that a little love tap there into the arse of Will? Did Quick Killers say hello in the back of that car? I don't know. But that's another one to be looked at, I think. But Dunner's running out in the lead. Quick Killers running in 2nd place. Will in 3rd place with Roland running in 4th. Toys running in 5th place at the moment. Broken Reptile on a charge on those soft tyres. Absolutely burning through the field. Is there a little twist in the tail here with him putting those soft tyres on? Do these hard tyre runners out in front have something to be worried about? Because the safety car has bunched them all up, which has allowed him to really put a charge on. He's got very, very fresh soft tyres, and he is absolutely crawling all over the back of Toys right now. He's got the slipstream. They're heading up towards turn 1. And for some reason, Toys pulls out of the slipstream he has to hold that inside line. I understand he's trying to defend there, but I think he's just trying to defend a little bit too early. Broken Reptile can't make the move there and has to just let them go on up the Curva Grande. Scuba is 7 tenths behind. So, is that another penalty for Wills? Has Wills picked up another penalty? But Dunners has decided he's having none of this following anybody rubbish. He is already 3.3 seconds clear of the rest of the pack. He has no interest in any overtaking being done around him. He's going to use those medium tyres where those around him are on the hards and make his way up the road and build a bit of a gap. He does still have to pit. There is an issue in Sector 3. Somebody has crashed. We lost another car. We are now down to just 10 of 15 runners. We have just lost Kells from this race with another DNF. So it's Jelly, Conrad, Dino, Protram and Kells all out of this race in the first half of the feature. DRS is now enabled with Dunners in the lead. He's 3.6 seconds clear of Quick Killers. Quick Killers in the McLaren. 2 seconds clear of Roland. We know Roland's been very quick today, but will be picking up a penalty. You would have thought they could do that, Paul, wouldn't you? But I suppose they try and make the safety car as realistic as possible, and it would be out, I suppose, with a crash where they happened for 2 or 3 laps. And it just so happened that those 2 crashes happened in such quick succession, which is why we had such a long period of safety car. But that's kind of the detail we like. And I apologise for the noise that's about to happen. We've got some people piling into my house. It's stupid o'clock tonight. But Quick Killer's running in second at the moment. Roland is 1.9 seconds behind Quick Killers. And looking pretty racy at the moment. He's only done 6 laps on those hards. So we'll be able to hold him out for a little bit longer. Scuba on in 4th on the softs, making a charge along with Broken Reptile. 5 laps for Scuba, 3 for Broken Reptile on those soft tyres. They are tucking right in behind and really troubling those guys on the hard tyres around them. Ryan's made his way up to 6th, 2.4 seconds behind Broken Reptile right now. Looking a little bit quicker than Brad Hayes on the softs. But Brad's been on the hards, but he's been on the hards now for 9 laps. But Clarence has been running those for 13 laps. But if you want to talk about someone that's running tyres to the raggedy edge, there's that man there, Dunners. He's 4.1 seconds clear in the lead on the medium tyres. On to lap 15. He's already done 14 laps on those medium tyres. How much more rubber is left there for him? Has he got enough to take him much deeper into the race? The gap closing a little bit. Quick Killers obviously on those hard tyres. But there is going to be more pit stops to come. This is not the end of the race. Let's have a quick look at fastest laps. Who is currently the fastest man on track? Well, no one's gone faster than Dino. Dino might be out of this race. We just lost Toys as well now. So now we are down to just 9 of the 15 runners. Cars are breaking down all over the place today. And we are almost at half the starting grid as we lose Toys. Toys, Kells, Bray, Dino, Conrad and Jelly all out of this race as we go into what we are lap 15, heading towards lap 16 of this race. Ronan running in 3rd, 7 laps behind on those tyres with Broken Reptile not far behind. No one's been able to go faster than Dino so far, but Dino is out of the race. The fastest man on track right now, Broken Reptile with a 23.3 to his name. Everyone pretty similar in terms of lap times though. If Paul's watching, I just want to say, Paul, that is the sort of racing you want, where your fastest lap times are all so comparable. I mean, if you look at even one of our races the other, if you look at the team versus team race, the difference in fastest lap times between first and last was quite big. Here, they're very, very comparable, which is always good fun. But Dunners with a 3.5 second lead, dominate the race at the moment. But he's not going to have it all his own way because there is still a lot of racing to do. We've still got 11 laps left of this race. He's going to have to pit again. He surely cannot take those tyres to the end of this race. There's no way they are holding out that kind of distance. Quick Killers, 3.5 seconds back. He's on the hard tyres. Broken Reptile now up into the top 3. He has gone soft tyres. He has gone racing. He is not interested in any of this floating around in midfield rubbish. He wants some. He sees an opportunity with so many cars dropping out. He sees a real opportunity for some points here. And with Roland behind him now, he can really close that gap at the top of the leaderboard if he so wishes. Don't know where he stands in the standing. I don't know if I can remember actually. Broken Rep. So he is there in 7th. Currently on 46 points. So he does need a big result here today to close up on on Roland, who's the current championship leader. Roland will have a penalty coming his way for a little love tap that took Bro Train out of this race. But no, you're absolutely right. I'll tell you what, Paul, I will be looking forward to is give Kevin a couple of weeks on this game and to see what sort of lap times he can chuck out. I mean, it's nice having someone who actually does racing driving in actual cars racing with us because it helps, teach us things. But it's also a right pain in the arse because you can never catch him. But it would be good to see what sort of comparative times he puts out on this game compared to GT7 or Assetto Corsa, which we've seen him on before. It'd be good to see him on here as well. I think he's buying it, to be fair. But yeah, no, you're right. When he's in the mood, it's very hard to match him. He does like to toy with people, doesn't he? Leader is still Dunners. The gap is down to 2 seconds. Broken Reptile in third, 5.5 seconds behind the front two. He has come for a party today. 6 seconds back now, Roland. Can't match that pace to Broken Reptile. 6 seconds behind the leader, of course, Roland is, of course. The actual interval times a lot smaller. Quick Killers 1.4 is starting to close. Those tyres, those medium tyres of Dunners, are they starting to just drop off the end of a cliff, which allows Quick Killers to close this gap because it's down to 1.2 now. How long is Dunners going to leave it before he goes into the pits? He was one of him and Clarence were the only two that didn't pit under either safety car. Clarence is plumb last. 17 laps on those tyres. Surely should have made a move into the pits at some point. This gap is closing, ever closing. Quick Killers shutting it down on Dunners. Now, where do these two stand in the championship? Quick Killers is sitting in 6th. Dunners currently, I don't see him on the top 10. So, this is a really, really good move for Quick Killers. He can make some big points here because Dunners is behind him in the championship. So they come through Parabolica. We see Dunners stay to the right hand side. Quick Killers will take the lead of this race on lap 19. We've got 27 laps here. Lap 19. Quick Killers takes the lead. Broken Reptile also coming through. He's on that soft compound. The gap is 4.0 seconds, really. But closing fast. Remember, he's on the soft compound. Rolled up into the top 3. Still some work for him to do, though. He's running on the hard compound tyres. 11 laps old now. He's going to have to start thinking about whether he needs to change those. Ryan up into 4th. Good run from him. At one stage, he was quite far back. We've got a couple of laps now without losing anybody to either a safety car or a crash or a problem with the car, which is always a good thing. We are down to 9 out of the 15. We lose one more, we are practically halfway through the people that are left. Brad running in 5th, 14 laps on those tyres, tucked in behind Ryan. Ryan's not having it too easy. Who else is on the softs? Well, there is Dunners. He's come out of the pits on the soft tyres. His intentions are clear for the last 8 laps of this race, and that is to give it some. Now, no one else had the fastest lap of the race yet over Dino, but I can imagine it's coming soon. Now we move into the final stages. We're on lap 19 of 27. Quick Killers is your leader from Broken Reptile with Roland. Roland moving into 2nd place. He makes the move on Broken Reptile. As Broken Reptile goes into the pits. Will that put Ryan up into the top 3? He comes through. Broken Reptile in those pits. Ryan will move up into the top 3. Are they running to the end of this race? Can they run to the end of this race? Awful long time on those tyres if they can. There is Brad in 4th place. Where does Broken Reptile come out? He comes out behind Dunners. So order is restored. Dunners on those soft tyres looking to make a move up back to the lead of this race. The question is whether those 5 cars in front need to pit again or whether they've got enough left on those tyres. Now, penalty-wise, who have we got? We've got 10 seconds for Brad. He is he's gonna lose 2, maybe 3 places come the end of this race with that 10-second penalty. Will is going to lose 5 seconds. He will certainly lose at least one place. Clarence can't go any further back because everyone else is DNF. But he's already got 5 second penalty. 4 seconds now behind Scuba. A gap to the leader, 45 seconds for Clarence. Dunner's 21 seconds on the leader. That, I think, at this stage, with 7 laps remaining, absolutely doable. Quick Killer's 5.6 seconds clear. He's been on those tyres for a very, very long time. 16 laps he's been on those tyres. Roden, 5.6 seconds back. 13 laps on his hard tyres. They're going to start to see a drop-off in performance over these next few laps. And there we go. We see it. Dunners 1:22.2. The soft tyres starting to bring him into this race. He's got those on. He's going racing. He's decided he wants to have this. And I'll tell you what, he's in a very, very good position right now. Closing the gap on all those in front. Don't know how many of them are going to stop. But if they do, Dunners has got them. He's currently got the fastest lap of the race. Which up until this point was held by a man who hasn't been racing for about 10 laps. But Roden running in second. There is Ryan running in third place. Brad running in fourth. Wills running in fifth. There's the fastest man on track. He is in sixth place. And Quick Killers picks himself up a 3 second time penalty. That'll be a track limits violation. He's had the warnings. He hasn't heeded them. And now finds himself with a 3 second 3 second penalty for multiple violations. Broken Reptile also on the soft tyres. He is 12 seconds back from Dunners. We know he's quick, but how quick can he be? Is he quick enough to make up 12 seconds? That was some lap, wasn't it? It was fucking insane. To be fair, you know they were holding back a little bit because you've got to save your tyres, you've got to save your fuel. Will picks up a 3 second time penalty. And this is absolutely going to have Dunners rubbing his hands together. He wants all of them ahead of him to start picking up penalties because he's on it at the moment like a car bonnet. Scuba running in 7th. He's also on the soft tyres, might make up a few places. Broken Reptile picks up the fastest lap with a 1:21.9. That's qualifying pace even. He has decided he wants to give Dunners some of the action too. So he is sub 22. And that is actually the first sub 22 lap outside qualifying in this race today so far. Some lap that was. Bear in mind that not many went below that in qualifying. You've got to applaud that. Broken Reptile is on it. So 6.8 seconds is the gap out front for Quick Killers over the current championship leader, Roland. He can't even see the back of Quick Killers at the moment. That's how far ahead he is. Quick Killers already into the Parabolica. Sector 3, there is an issue. Who is that for? How has spun or hit the grass? Well, it looks to me like Will was just coming back on the track. So was that him? Well, yes, because here comes Dunners. Dunners makes that move. Round the outside of Parabolica. Come on, you've got to do it. You've got to overtake round the outside of Parabolica. Hasn't done it though. He's backed off. Why has he backed off? I don't understand why he's backing off here. He had that move absolutely in the bag. But he seemed to back off at the last minute. Is he looking at a move? He's backing off again. Is he running low on fuel and having to save until the end of this race? Because that, for me, is 2 opportunities there. He could have hammer time and made the move and didn't. But is that because we're now under safety car conditions? Because I see who is out, who has crashed. All 3 sectors have a yellow flag. That's going to be a safety car, I think. No, DRS enabled. So the yellow flag is gone. Back on it again. Roland in the lead of this race. So who went in? Quick Killers went in. He's on the soft tyres. Brad went in. He's on the soft tyres. Roland's taking the lead of this race. Is he quick enough to make the move? Yeah, sorry, I missed the yellow flag, mate. I was so busy watching him, I wasn't keeping an eye on the flags. So apologies for that. You could have made the overtake. You just weren't allowed to. Shame, really. Get that kind of traction out of Parabolica. I know I've seen you hang one around the outside of Parabolica, Paul. We've got another DNF, and that's Quick Killers. He was in the lead of this race. He is now another DNF. He's our 7th DNF of the race. Leaves us with just 8 runners at Monza. So Roland in the lead, the championship leader in the lead of this race. 16 laps he's done on those hard tyres. Can he hang this out to the end? Dunner's up into second place. He is on fire. Makes that move on Wills. Everybody, bar Wills and Clarence now, on the soft tyres running to the end of this race. Does Roland have to come in? Can Roland hold him off? This is the view from Wills. He's watching. Dunner's just disappear. He's going to have Broken Reptile for company very soon at this current pace. Broken Reptile 9.5 seconds back. Ryan is a further 6.7 seconds back from Broken Reptile. Everyone, and he's on much softer tyres, much newer tyres as well. Scuba 5 laps into those tyres, 1.2 seconds behind Ryan, with Brad running in 7th place, 3.6, and 23 laps on those tyres. 1 for every second he is further back than Brad. Who would have thought the man in last place would be running in 8th? We've had 7 did not finish in this race. We've lost Jelly, Conrad, Dino, who had the fastest lap at the time. Bray Train, who's running in the top 3 at the time. Kells and Toys, both of 07. And then Quick Killers, who led this race for a lot of this final stint, now out of the race with a DNF. So whatever happened after he put on those soft tyres, he is now out of this race. The leader of the race is 11.4 seconds clear. It is like those tyres are brand new. He's on lap 25, and it looks to me that he's taking these tyres to the end of this race. He has had those hard tyres on for 17 laps. He is lapping at a phenomenal rate. The fastest man on track, Broken Reptile, 1:21.9. Dunner's pulled out a 22.2, which was a great lap. And then Broken Reptile just went, nah, I'm not having it. 1:21.9. Great lap from him, but he's still only running in 4th place. 1 stop for the front 3. 6 stops for Ryan in 5th place. To be in 5th after 6 stops is really something. He's not anymore because Scuba and Brad are past him. Is that a spin for Ryan? Is he just coming back up to speed after losing his car? He's back in 7th now. And there is Clarence, 36 seconds back. I think he's safe. He is safe from Clarence, but won't be happy with falling down that many places. So we are on lap 26 of 27 in the feature race here at Monza for Euro Tripz, round 4. And Roland in the lead of this race by 10.3 seconds, despite being on the hard tyres and having been on those tyres for a long time. He's done his 1 stop. He's done the mandatory stop. And he's hung these tyres out there. He's hung the fuel out there. He's looked after the car. And he's going to bring that Ferrari home to win 2 races from 2. He won the sprint race. He's now going to win this race. He will have a penalty. I don't know how big that penalty is going to be. Because he caught the back of Bray Train trying to make an overtake into turn 1. Quite early on in this race. About midpoint of this race. Dunner's running in 2nd. He is very racy. 9.8 seconds back. Can't see that Will's going to catch him. So a deserved 2nd place for him. And he's made up some places. Because if we look at this, he was 13 places made up for Roland. 9 places for Dunner's. Will held on very well, but he started on pole. Having finished at the back of the pack in the sprint race. Finds himself in 3rd place, 2 places down from where he started. Broken Reptile made up 9 places to find himself in 9th. Scuba dropping 2 down to 5th place. Brad up 3 into 6th. Ryan down 3. Clarence down 1. The biggest lose though, Bray Train, down 10 places and a DNF for him. Driver of the day. I'd like to say it was Dunner's, but I think Roland's gonna nab it for me. It's just he got out in front on those hard tyres, hasn't really looked back since he took the lead, and done everything required of him to keep that lead. So I think he's going to take the win and probably the driver of the day as well. But it's very strange. Often the driver of the day is not the guy that wins the race, despite the fact that he's pulled out what is a phenomenal jump from 13th to 1st. Bearing in mind there are only 15 runners. He's gone from 13th to 1st. We have lost 7 runners in this race, 8 runners in this race now in total. We've lost Clarence now. So disqualified is Clarence. Jelly, Conrad, Dino, Bray, Kells, Toys, and Quick Killers, all with a DNF. We are on the final lap of the race. Roland wins from Dunners. Wills will come home in 3rd place. Broken Reptile comes home in 4th. We're watching Scuba. He's 14 seconds back. He's got Brad looking to try and make a move. I think it's going to be too little too late unless we have a fuel or a tyre issue. But Scuba will come home in 5th. Brad home in 6th. And surprisingly, the last man on the track is in 7th place. And that is Ryan. We've got a lot of DNFs today. But them's the breaks. Sometimes you crashes your car. And when you do that, you don't finish races. So it's one thing to be quick. It's another to bring your car home without crashing. But there we go. Ryan finishing in 7th place. But Roland is the big man today. Broken Reptile gets driver of the day. He did all right. I still think that that should have gone to Roland. Made up 13 places, win or not. But it is what it is. There he is. Ferrari driver Roland. He absolutely smashed the sprint races. Absolutely smashed the feature race. Nobody was outperforming him today. Absolutely on it. There is going to be a little penalty coming his way. But we'll see. Dunners, a good result from Dunners. Really put the hammer down to get himself onto the podium. But overall, very good racing all round. There were a few little issues, a few little love taps, certainly some avoidable accidents, particularly into turns 1 and 2. But this is F1 racing, and your cars are fragile, and if you crash them, shit happens. But fastest lap in the race was Broken Reptile, who made his way up to 3rd place with 3 stops as well. Roland from Dunners, from Broken Reptile, from Will, from Scuba, Brad, Ryan, Quick Killers, Toys, Kel, Bray Train, Dino, Conrad, and Jelly with I forgot his name. Clarence, that's the one. Clarence bringing up the rear. So there we go, all done and dusted. That is your grid for today. That's how we ended up. 15 runners. We finished with just 7. But what a race that was. Hopefully, I'll be back next week to do another one for round 5. We will see what happens. But that was awesome. We didn't have too many cross-play problems this time round. I know there's been an issue with it, but not this time. But all done and dusted. Thank you very much for joining me. I've been on Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing. We have been here with Euro Tripz F1 round 4 at Monza, and it's done and it's dusted. It's Friday night. You can now go and you can go and have a beer and you can go and relax. Come and join me tomorrow for the Black Flag Super Formula Series. A brilliant series that's been. Very similar cars, but obviously we're using the Delaras. We are at Interlagos tomorrow. As much as I love Parabolica, Interlagos is the best. It's such a good racetrack, and it's one I'm actually pretty good at. I'm always a little bit gutted when we're racing Interlagos because it's one where I can probably finish midfield at that best. I'm pretty slow. But we're there tomorrow from 7:45. We're there, and then just a few hours later, at 1:15 it will start. It's GT Champions round 7. Was it round 8? It's round 7. No, it's round 8. I don't know why I wrote round 7 because it's round 8. Round 8 of GT Champions. We are in the 4GT at the Glen, Watkins Glen. It says 1:15 a.m. What will happen though is it will get to 2 a.m. and then it'll be 1 a.m. again. So I'm going to do a 90-minute race in half an hour. Magic. And then I'm back Sunday for the next round of the Lithuanian GR3 Championship. Thank you for joining me this evening. Hope you enjoyed it.
If you did, give it a like and a subscribe. If you're watching it tomorrow, then pretend you're watching it tonight and do the same thing. I've been Empire. This has been Black Flag Racing TV with Euro Tripz F1, and it's been emotional.